sitting in there. It's like pretty warm tonight. It's gonna be 90 tomorrow. And the tone of the fan changes. We use a 12-volt bilge fan to kind of help amplify the air coming through this system. And it's meant for a boat. It's not really meant to run for 8 to 12 hours a day. I got that accessory fan in there. It's going to have to stay on longer than we want to pump more air through. At least for the night. This is running fine. It's just this thing's dying.
What are we doing at 7 a.m.?
We are not morning people. Last night our fan started to, well, it died. You know, my setup here, we've talked about it a whole bunch on this channel, but basically I just took a window unit and I modified it so that it would fit in here and work with our existing system. There was an old 50 amp AC service unit in here that didn't work when we bought this. The problem is that this thing only blows so much air and I needed a booster fan, and so what I did is I took a boat fan, a bilge fan for a boat. Oh, there you go. Took a bilge fan for a boat and I put it in here. I had to get a stool because I'm an old man and my knees don't work so well anymore. So here's a boat fan in here. There's a bilge fan in here off of a boat, and they're not meant to run as long as we run these things. Like this thing sometimes will run for 12, 14 hours a day on a hot day. And a boat fan maybe is supposed to run for like 3 or 4 hours, like a dozen times a year, maybe. So we're definitely overusing this probably. I'm going to cut some of this insulation back. We got an insulated tube in here. You can see the fiberglass. All that back. I wanted to get in here anyway. I saw a comment from one of you guys that was talking about how there might be some moisture that would build up in this tube. And I don't think there would be, but I mean, there's definitely condensate that gets in here. It's not above it because this is exposed to the elements out here. I do have it wrapped really well, but it's still probably, yeah, this is wet from condensate. And so it's good that we're doing this actually, because you don't want to keep checking this to make sure no mold or anything builds up in here, because that would be really bad for us. We're going to save this because I don't want to go buy another roll of it.
It's about 7 a.m. It's about 70 something degrees and climbing. It's going to be 90 today.
90 today, and that means like 105 to 110 in the sun because weather's weird now. And 105 in the sun is pretty hot for Minnesota. You got to remember, our winters get down to like negative 40 we were in this winter. So it's kind of a big temperature jump.
Maybe you stay on this side.
Right, Bella?
Good listener.
Are you listening, Mom?
This is dog level cam right here, Belle.
How much condensate do you get in this pipe? Oh, that Lord. Not that much, actually. I don't see any mold or funny stuff growing in there, so that's really good.
It's not like it's dripping or anything either.
No.
It's not. Okay.
That's really good. Okay, so you're not gonna believe this, but this is just in here with a couple of zip ties. And it's been holding now for almost a year. Hopefully I don't have to do too much tinkering here. Oh yeah.
Doggy cam. And here is the replacement. Different size, good shape.
Same diameter. So I accidentally flipped the switch last season. I accidentally flipped the switch on the dash and it stopped charging the coach batteries. When we first had this running, it ran for like 3 or 4 days and then it stopped. Audrey and I were like, well, what the hell? And yeah, do you see how like this is like a sealed unit with like...
So we panicked and bought a second one.
So we panicked and bought a second one. Do you see how this has just got like an air hole right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to take that out. It's kind of weird. This is a much cheaper fan because we bought it in an emergency because we thought that we had to we thought that we had a dead fan, and we didn't. And it was like really hot that day, and I was like freaking out because we didn't have any AC inside the RV, kind of like right now. But it was hotter that day, and it was much later.
But good thing we did that because now we have
But now we have an extra
replacement.
fan. And if we didn't do that, then we'd be doing that today. What are you doing?
Getting right up in there.
Oh, goodness. What are you doing, Dad? And so I'm gonna get this in here, and then I gotta rewrap it with that. And maybe the idea is that I should be insulating this more, but I have this pretty damn insulated. So I just taped over that hole right here so that we don't have any air loss through there. This is a different diameter, but this is styrofoam. And that's the whole point of all of this, is I'm just trying to keep that air away from the outside temperature as much as possible before it goes up and into here.
Before you put that in there, stick your hand up in that hole. See how wet it is.
Okay. That wet. So not wet at all. Definitely manageable. We're not popular enough to get dragged in the comments for any of this yet, so that's nice. Oh, that wasn't not hard at all. It actually almost fits in there better. Great. These wires are gonna be a fun thing to do. First things first, we're gonna wire this up, and I'm gonna test it to make sure that it works.
Before you get it.
Before I hook the tube and everything else up, yeah.
What's in the bag?
What's in the bag? So we got our electrical connectors in here. It's actually kind of nice. I brought a lot of stuff in here. There's some foam tape, which, all right. Well, you don't remember what we used that on. Heat shrink for the batteries. Wire connectors. Rubberized undercoating. Man, it's like a grab bag in here. Goodies. I got some.
Oh, you do have some blue tape right there too.
Some blue tape.
Unboxing.
Big giant battery terminals left over. This is all stuff from the from all various types of summer projects last year, all rolled into one. Got ourselves some black flat enamel. This is cool, actually. All right, well, let me go in the house and get a pair of wiring pliers real quick. Hopefully this didn't blow a fuse yesterday when it didn't want to go back on. I don't have to go digging under the bus and finding it. I think it's actually right by the battery box. Use what you got. We have positive and a negative hooked up for a 12-volt connection. I have a relay that's wired under here. I don't know if you see it. Well, the switch inside on the RV controls this fan. When you turn the fan on, when you turn the AC on, and when it hits the right temperature, it'll actually cycle this fan on and off. When this fan stops, the air inside of all of here slows down, and then the temperature inside of here will cool down, and then the thermostat inside of here will shut this thing off. And then when the thermostat in there says it's hot enough for this fan to kick on, this fan kicks on, starts drawing air through the whole system, and as air draws through the system, the air will heat up, and then this thing will kick back on and start cooling it back down again. It's pretty ingenious. I got really lucky being able to find a 12-volt source to control it with inside the cab, so I don't actually have to like run it off of here or something. I don't know. Let's go see if the fan works.
All right, we're gonna wait and see if this thing is functioning.
Plastic, fragile, and I remember there's no room to work in here.
I remember you fighting with getting this finished late into one day, and you were just obsessed with finishing it up.
I was very obsessed because it was very hot, and I was very sick of being hot. I remember getting close to the finish line and turning into a man on fire. I do remember that.
What the hell is this? Are you playing with that little shell of a ball? Was? I mean, that's not. Nobody's throwing this for you. This is pathetic.
And I thought about also compounding the fans, like putting another fan on the bottom of this fan. But then you're heating up that air because you're compressing it, and so you're losing. Or you can only really boost the air so much in here before it's called the law of diminishing returns. True with horsepower and cold air. All right, I need to get me a strip of tape while I hold this up. Oh, tape fit for everything in here. Again, none of this was meant to be.
Even if it was, that's how RVs are built. Like there's tight, you can't get to a lot of things you probably should be able to. So we're just being consistent.
Yeah, let's get another slice of tape over here where these wires are coming out. I'm gonna just take this bag up right over here. This is not a fun job with how tight everything is, and it's like every time I do something, like something else that I just got done doing would undo it. So it's extremely frustrating. But I made it, so I should stop bitching so much. It seems like it's holding in there. It's not slipping back out.
I heard the beep.
That part's working, but that part's always working.
Right. There it is. Definitely working. It is quieter now that it's been wrapped up, so it kind of muffles it a bit, which is a good thing. We don't want our AC to be super loud since we have to run it all the time. That's awesome.
I just ran into town looking for a part for that van and nobody has it, so I gotta order it from the interwebs. The tomato plant that I've sort of been keeping alive all summer. Just got done watering it, and look, it's just now turning its first tomatoes for me. You see another one back in here starting to turn. I'm excited. I haven't grown a tomato plant in I don't know how many years, and I have gotten a lot of satisfaction out of it this year. More so than I thought I would, right, Bella? Come here. Oh, been waiting on parts because of the holiday weekend and enjoying this break in the weather. It's going to be a week in the 70s. This is the first day that I haven't just hated being outside in I don't know how long, so that's kind of nice. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. It really helps. We're a growing channel. Yada, yada, yada. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.